Hello and welcome to Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension. I'm your host, Rebekah Benton. North Carolina Cooperative Extension is comprised of two land-grant universities, NC State University and NC A&T State University. We are located in all 100 counties, including the koala boundaries. Now today I have a special guest with me, Buddy McPherson. Buddy, thank you for being with us today.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's get started, and can you tell me a little bit about yourself, or tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your background?
Well, I'm Buddy McPherson, and I run Southeastern Auction Company, or I own it. It's a family business, and it's probably been that way for 40 years. It was started at first it was Southeastern Livestock Market, and it was comprised of shareholders. And after some time, there was actually a fire. It burnt, and my father bought out all the shareholders, and that's when it became just a family-owned business. And I've worked worked since I was a little boy, worked there.
So you've kind of grown up in the auctioneering type
Oh, yes.
business. Yeah. So tell us what you actually do at Southeastern Auction Company.
When I took over for my father, I wanted to know how to auctioneer to do it the correct way. You don't have to have a license to auctioneer livestock, but I went to school because I wanted to do it the correct way. And so I do all the auctioneering of the animals, or that's the way it began. Now, it actually takes 3 auctioneers to sell everything we have to sell. We sell goats, cows, chickens, hogs. That's the livestock side of it. We also sell tractors and farm equipment and chickens. All this takes place on one day.
Oh wow, that is a busy day.
It is a busy day.
Now, do y'all have a lot of foot traffic coming in, and is it certain days a week?
We do. It's on Mondays. All our sales are on Mondays except for equipment sales. But a typical Monday, we start at 9 o'clock, and we'll be selling the equipment and even household products. Some farmers bring their produce, and we sell that. But that'll start at 9 o'clock, and we'll sell all along through the day on that until 1 p.m., and that's when we'll start selling livestock. We'll start off by selling the hogs, then we'll sell the goats and sheep, then the cows.
Okay, so y'all have. It sounds like y'all are quite busy now. Do y'all do anything after the livestock part of it?
No, we just.
So that wraps up your day.
Well, then we have to load everything out, and some of the farmers may want their animals to be vaccinated or have cold shots or wormed or castrated, and we'll take care of that. And then you have to deliver the animals. Some people want their animals delivered.
And what's the furthest you've ever sold livestock to?
We have sent livestock all the way to Georgia. We've sent and received livestock from Georgia. We send some animals to Tommy Stockner in the mountains of North Carolina, right across the Blue Ridge Parkway. So we send animals quite a distance.
So how do y'all normally receive the items that you get to auction off from the farmers?
The livestock is received on Monday morning at 7 a.m. We start receiving livestock. People are there to receive the livestock, and basically all the livestock is received on Monday morning.
So if let's say I was a farmer and I heard about you guys on Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension and wanted to get up with you, what would I do to participate?
Well, there's somebody at the livestock facility or the auction facility every day, and that's my wife, Morgan. And we also are on Facebook at southeasternauctionco.com. We're also on Auction Zip. We're also on TikTok. But a good number for the auction company would be 654-5281.
And that's 910-654.
5281.
5281, okay. And so they would just kind of contact you guys, and then you guys would say, hey, we're doing it here. Make sure the animals or whatever agricultural type product it is that you guys would auction off, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just kind of make contact with you guys, and then y'all set up from there.
Yes, ma'am. We're
Good
there
deal.
every day.
Good deal. Now tell me something. Now you're an auctioneer as well, right?
That's
So
correct.
you run the business. Do you have to talk real fast?
It's not as fast as you think it is.
Give me an example.
30 now, 5, but I get 5, 5, but I get 35, and 40, but I get 5, 5, but I get 5, but I get 5, 5, but I get 5.
Good deal, good deal. That sounds pretty fast to me because I talk pretty slow, so I like it, I like it. So tell me something. What really interested you in becoming an auctioneer?
Just because it was something that my father had been doing, and it was what I was raised up in, and really all I knew how to do as far as working with the livestock and taking care of animals, and that's how it all started.
It just started. It was a passion, and you just grew right into it, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
That is awesome. Now, tell me, as an auctioneer, what is one of your most memorable stories or experiences you've ever had?
Probably the first sale I ever done. When I went to auction school, I went to Tullahoma, Tennessee, and there you go and you stay 10 days straight. It's kind of like a boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
And you practice your bid calling. You learn about the ethics of the auction business. And then when I came home, that Monday, I sold the whole livestock sale, which consists of about 200 head of goats,
Wow.
probably 150 head of cows, and about 50 hogs. So I jumped headlong into it the very next week. I practiced selling light poles all the way home, so I would be ready.
How did you feel about that when you sold everything that day?
I felt really good. I felt like I had accomplished something, and I've got better since then.
Of course. I think anybody, as time goes along, is going to keep improving and honing on those skills. That is wonderful. So tell me something. What are some of your greatest challenges with auctioneering?
Well, when you're an auctioneer, you're working for the seller, and you also have to be conscious of the buyer too. You want it to be fair for both sides. Mm-hmm. And I would say just trying to make sure, no matter what you're selling, if it's a tractor or if it's a car or if it's a piece of livestock, that you're getting everything that the producer deserves to get for it, as much money as possible. And social media, advertising. The better you advertise anything you're selling, the more attention you're going to get.
So do y'all advertise ahead of time when you get things?
We do.
Or
we do.
have things coming in?
We advertise very hard, and that's mainly the reason we have the amount of business that we do.
Mm-hmm. And I know we had talked last week, and you guys had a big sale this past Monday, right?
We did.
And we got some footage of that. So tell me a little bit, how much did y'all, what were the animals in that livestock show not show, but livestock auction?
We had 150 head of cattle.
Mm-hmm.
And consistent in that, we probably had 30 pairs, cow and calf pairs, that's mamas and babies. Mm-hmm. And then we had brood cows, which had a calf, mm-hmm. and then small feeder calves. We had 130 head of goats, and that's typical of what we have. And we had about 50 hogs.
Okay, so that was a large auction there. It was
plus about 300 chickens.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do y'all auction? I'm just curious because I don't know. Do y'all auction them off like single, or like are there so many? Like when you have that many chickens, is it like 10 chickens, 100 chickens?
It can be one chicken, or it can be up to 30 chickens being sold at one time, just sold by head.
Okay, so it just depends on what the seller wants for you to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well that's pretty interesting. Now, what are some of the greatest rewards you have found?
Knowing that you have when you've had a sale, and you want all the sales to be good, but when you've had a sale and you see somebody who wanted this amount for something and got way more than they wanted, that's the people give. Our market is small, and all our farmers basically are small farmers, and when they're pleased and they're doing good, that's my reward.
That is an excellent reward. Now, talking about rewarding things, and we're North Carolina Cooperative Extension. How have you worked with the Extension Office here in Columbus County?
I work with Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Just an example. I also have about 300 to 400 head of feeder cattle that I send to Kansas, Garden City, Kansas, to be put on feed. And feed cost is we have to manage that. So Aaron helps me take different commodities and try to figure out how to make a cheaper feed, but a feed that will work for the cattle. Like just for instance, he takes hay samples of the feed, hay samples of the hay, and any of the commodities. He can help me get them tested and let me know what I need to do.
Right. And just for our audience, Aaron is our livestock agent here in Columbus County.
That is correct.
So that's where this partnership has come from. That is pretty awesome. It's interesting to know all the different aspects that North Carolina Cooperative Extension can touch, and I love hearing about how we help with livestock and things like that.
Yes, ma'am.
So now I heard, or I believe you are part of the Columbus County Agriculture Fair, and that you help with the youth livestock component.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me a little bit about your role with that?
Mainly a auctioneering role. My children are involved in it also, and they'll take the children take their pigs right now. They take their pigs and they'll show them. And when we get done with that, when they get done showing them and all the awards are passed out, then we will sell the animals. So we'll get the child and their animal out there, and they'll walk them around the ring, and several of the businesses in the county, or even the grandma or the grandpa will bid on those animals, and all that money goes to the child.
Oh, how awesome. Okay. That's interesting. Now, also, you're part of the Columbus County Cattlemen's Association.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me a little bit about that.
It's just an organization where all the cattlemen of the county get together, and we're getting together so we can talk about different aspects of the cattle industry, whether it be the prices or whether it be pasture management, different chemicals to use on pastures. And we also do a fundraiser by selling steak sandwiches at the fair to sponsor scholarships for children in the county.
I didn't realize that y'all use those funds for sponsoring scholarships. I think that's awesome. Every time I go to the fair and every night I'm there, I always stop by y'all's booth because those are some of the best sandwiches I think I've ever had. So, absolutely. So that is very interesting. Now, have you seen a lot of changes in the livestock industry? Because it sounds like you've had a long, not just a career path, but even a childhood with livestock and livestock auctioneering. So have there been a lot of changes in the livestock industry?
There has. The hog industry changed some time ago when the smaller farmers were kind of got out, and now most of your hog operations are just whittled down to a few people, big operations. As far as the cattle industry, right now the changes we're seeing better prices, and that's helping farmers grow a little bit in the cattle industry, because for a long time the cattleman's been behind a right good ways on his prices, but those are getting better. And we see, as far as goats and sheep, there's more sheep and goats in the county than there's been in several years.
Wow.
And a lot of it is a lot of the livestock increase all over is because I think you see more people moving into this area.
Absolutely. I think we are a huge area that is growing. Buddy, I just want to say thank you so much for being with us today on Spotlight North Carolina. If our audience or any producer or farmer wants to contact you about getting in touch with you about auctioning off their livestock, tell us that number one more time to get a hold of you.
My number is 910-234-5831. My wife's number is 910-234-5800. Either one of those numbers will get you in contact with the livestock market, which is Southeastern Auction Company Incorporated. You can also go to our website, which is Southeastern Auction Company Incorporated.com.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Audience, thank you so much for being with us today. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension.